Client said that he would keep the television set on and the couch in a certain position in the living room. His response was, why? Hey everybody, Sean here. Welcome to the Renowned Podcast. As I stated, my name is Sean Walker.
And I'm Justice Roberts.
And we are super excited. Super. See what I did there? Happy Super Bowl week, Super Bowl Sunday. Go Hawks is coming up. So if you are a Patriots fan, that's okay. We are here for you. We will also be here with a big hug or a shoulder to cry on after this week's game because I'm sorry, there's no chance. Go Hawks. Justice, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I am very excited for the game this weekend. The New England Patriots they don't know what's coming when it comes to their defense. The Seahawks defense, it's going to eat them alive. My son asked me this week, he goes, how many picks is Drake May going to throw?
Oh, gosh.
He has not experienced the Seattle defense.
No.
And so if we see one, maybe two, I'm going to be really, really happy.
I described it to my neighbor this morning as both roads between the AFC and the NFC have taken to get to this game. The AFC took a well-paved Los Angeles superhighway all the way, and the Seahawks have climbed Everest without a Sherpa, and they're here. I mean, they fought to get here. They are battle-tested, ready and bloodied and ready to go and ready to finish this thing. So, it's going to be a wild game. Anything can happen any given Sunday, right? Any type of situation, you never know any given Sunday. So we'll see what happens, but we know it's going to be a wild game. And that triggered my prompt for you this week, talking about wild. So, back in the day, years and years ago, where we had wild and crazy loans where you didn't need a credit score, you didn't need a job. I mean, they were just given loans. It was a wild day, but there's also the other side of loans where loans are incredibly wild. I remember trying to do financing on a goat farm. It was just incredibly wild. Talk to me a little bit about some wild loans that you've had. Let's let our agents and clients and people in on what's kind of the wild side in the many years of your experience in lending. What's been kind of a couple of the wildest loans you've ever had?
One of the craziest ones that I can remember is when we had a purchase scenario where our client was purchasing a property and there was an outbuilding in one of the properties they were purchasing, and there was an endangered bird that an appraiser went out and found in that outbuilding. And really, it came back. He wrote it all up. He was like, "This was the type of bird. It's endangered."
Right.
And because that's what we saw at underwriting, we couldn't proceed because clients could not actually occupy the property with this endangered bird there. And we're like, "Well, what do we do?" Like, there's always something you can do to fix it. Like, hey, something's in there that's not supposed to be in there.
Right.
Well, we couldn't do that. We literally had to wait for the bird to leave on its own.
You're kidding.
And it was, I think it was
now
like
they
a
had already
extension.
they were getting ready to close on the home, or
we were done. Everything was through underwriting. Everything was complete and
ready
finished.
to come. Yeah, they've got a moving truck. Oh gosh.
What was wild is there was a lot of pre-work that we did with this client to get them ready, and so there was months in advance, and we're like, okay, they're battle tested, they're ready to go. Go put them under contract.
Right.
And we are like, no way. We get to the end, it's something completely out of our control. An endangered bird that we are not allowed to move is what was standing in our way between closing. So it eventually left on its own, and we were able to close. So happy ending on that.
They nailed the door shut so they couldn't come back.
That's right.
That is absolutely wild. No pun intended. So, anything else? That one's going to be hard to top, but,
Another one that comes to mind would be a pre-approval where I got an application. Client started the application with me, and then because the housing market was super, super crazy, they ended up writing an offer with a non-refundable $50,000 earnest money. I was basically, at the end of the day, they called me and were like, hey, so you have to close in we're good to go. I'm like, well, I haven't reviewed, all the tax returns yet, and anything else. There's a divorce, there's title issues, and so kind of thrust into this situation that was do or die, and they're like, hey, you're not going to let us down. You're going to make this happen. We pulled it together. We got it closed in about 3 weeks. But I was very nervous.
Non-refundable 50K on the line. Yeah, non-refundable 50K on the line. That's probably that's some incentive there. That's kind of wild.
No kidding. Well, under pressure, we perform. So I was
We
able
thrive.
to
No.
win.
100%. I was going back to, if you don't watch our Clear to Close, we have a podcast called Clear to Close. In addition to our renowned weekly, we do this podcast Clear to Close, and one of our agents, Dennis King, was talking about kind of the wildest transaction he'd ever had. He had a property where the house was vacant. They had already moved, so the house is on the market, except for a television set and a couch. And the client said, kind of, made Dennis promise that he would keep the television set on and the couch in a certain position in the living room.
Oh my gosh.
His response was, why? And the response was, and Dennis, if you're watching this, you'll have to make sure I'm saying this right, but comment below. Fred likes to watch television.
Who's Fred?
Talking about a vacant house and no one's there. And it's as honest. Dennis King, check him out, call him out. Fred likes to watch television, and he could not bring himself to ask, who is Fred? He just couldn't. He just agreed to the terms of who is Fred, or that he'll leave the couch in the position. He said, can I move it for photos? And she said, yes, you can move it for photos. But that's
so long as you move it back.
as long as you move it back. And so when people were coming to see this house, the television is on and there's a singular couch there. And he sold the home. So there you go. So, I mean, it's just great. So, well, amazing, wild stories. Okay, any predictions for the game? Obviously, we know who we think we're going to win, but any scoring predictions for this game? Do you think Drake May even throws a touchdown?
I would go 28 to 10. Like they're going to get it in the touchdown ones.
Giving him one and let him give him one between the poles. Okay. This is what I think. I think Patriots are going to bring their very best game. They're ready. I mean, it is the Patriots, after all, which Patriots have a history for big games, even though it's an entirely different team. I actually think we're probably more like 27-21.
Okay.
I think it's going to be close. I don't think the Patriots will necessarily have the what they call the dark side, right? We're not the Legion of Boom; it's the dark side. I don't know if they have their number, but I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think it'll give them a lot. So, super excited. Justice, amazing stories. Thank you as always. We are just so stoked for this weekend. But again, if you or someone needs help in what it is to talk about buying a home, just even starting the conversation, we are here for you at Renowned for this week. Again, as always, I am Sean Walker.
And I'm Justice Roberts.
And we will see you next week.